How are you going there? You know, Matthew in chapter 13, it talks about treasure hidden in a field. The amazing thing is that every one of us has incredible treasure on the inside. And that's why we're talking about releasing the power within. The power within is the talents, the treasure, the abilities, the awesome you that's on the inside. And the reality is that praise releases that. In Matthew chapter 25, Jesus talked about the release of talents. It talks about a man who gave to some servants firstly 5 talents, and then 2 talents, and then 1 talent. And the man with the 5 talents went out and invested it and came back and gave back 5 more, making 10. He said to him, the master said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." The man with the 2 talents went out and he also invested his 2 talents and came back with 2 more, making 4. And the master said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." But the man with the 1 talent, you know, I don't know about you, sometimes I think I'm a 1 talent person, but the reality is I'm going to do as much with that 1 talent as I can in my lifetime. So many think they're shortchanged or don't think they've got enough. There's no energy or no ability, and we fail to work on the 1 talent that God has given us. I believe that praise releases, that it strengthens, that it encourages, that it enthuses the talents that we already have within us. And the man with 1 talent out, he went and buried it and brought it back and said, "I only had 1 and I feared what to do with it, and here it is, I'm giving it back to you." But the Bible tells us that the master was unhappy with that, and he said, "Take him away, throw him out, get rid of him, because he wasted what I gave him. He didn't invest it, he didn't use it wisely." And you know, I reckon there's so much energy wrapped up in every single one of us. And I reckon if we can discover the treasure that's in our lives through releasing what God's already put on the inside, if we can just unearth it. The Bible talks in Matthew chapter 13 about a man walked across a field. And as he's walking across the field, he trips over. He kind of trips. You know, treasure, sometimes you just trip over it. You sort of come across it. I've seen some awesome people get up and do things, and all of a sudden you say, "Wow, there's some talent there." Sometimes they'll watch a player playing on the field, and there'll be a representative of another team there, and he'll say, "I spotted that talent as it ran past me." I reckon there's some talent locked up in you today, and if we can just release it, discover it, find it. Sometimes you've got to get out of your box a little bit. Sometimes you've got to start to vocalize it. Sometimes you've got to start to do something you never did before. Why don't you try telling someone how incredibly good they are? Because often as we unearth other treasure, it unearths what's inside of us. I want to encourage you today that you are a person of incredible talent, of great treasure, and my job today is to encourage you to release what you've already got on the inside. Don't hold it in, but release it. God bless you. You're awesome.